needing for this is colored pencils like this, orange. I am using Artist Loft, if you can see. They have nice art cases where it comes with a bunch of nice shading pencils, colored pencils, erasers, a pencil sharpener, smudgers to smudge stuff. It's a really nice set, and you'll also be needing a piece of paper. So I just grabbed some easy printer paper, and how I first drew it is I started with the wings like this. I used a light pencil at first, and I have a black colored pencil that I went over with at the end once I was finished, because why I'm using a really light colored pencil is because if you make mistakes, you can erase it cleanly. So, yeah, and then you'll draw this nice line right there. So, if you see how I'm drawing this, I'm taking my time on each line over here on the wing to make sure that it looks really good. Okay, so now that I'm getting my wing done, I have this one wing done. I'm just going to go over it a little more just to darken it down a little bit. Okay, so there's one, and I'm just kind of making an indent because that's around the shoulder area, like that. That's what I have so far. There, if you saw, there's a little area indent right there. That is part of the shoulder, so then I can start drawing the head. But we'll get to that later. Next, I started drawing the other wing, but you need to make sure you have a nice space. I'll actually just draw the head right now just to show you how much space you'll be needing. And you just want to make a line like that, okay? Kind of a curved line. And then you're going to go like this, and you're going to make an indent, because what I did is with this dragon, I made a beak as its mouth. You don't have to do that. I actually kind of messed up right here in this spot. So the Artist Loft pencils actually don't come with erasers on the end of them. So I got another pencil for the erasing. So that's what it should look like. Now I have part of the head down. And for the horns, you're going to want to go like that. And then make a quick little line like that. You can actually make the horns however you want them to be shaped like. I just did a kind of Maleficent-like horn shape. And then I just added a couple little horns in the back, like that. So now what it looks like is this. How I did the eyes is I did a line right here, and I kind of went like that. So then it had so it's kind of a indented line. And then I drew a bottom to that, like this. Okay, and I just did that again. And with one eye, I drew a line. So, like that. The other eye, I had scarred. If you don't want a scarred eye, you don't have to have a scarred eye. You can just make it like the other eye, but I chose to do it like that. So one eye is blind. So So you can only see through one eye. And a really important part is the eyebrows. Those display a lot of its expression. Or it expresses a lot of its feelings and what mood it is in. So you can make your dragon happy. You don't have to do these eyes. I'll show you after I draw the dragon some other different eyes you can make, but I just tried to make mine evil looking. And then what you're actually going to do is you're going to put 2 circles down there so he has a nose, or nose holes, and I started drawing the other indent on the other side. And then once you do that, you want to make these little lines right there. So it's little like fin-like things sticking out. And then what I did is I did fire. You don't have to do the fire coming out of his mouth. I just thought it looked pretty cool. So I just drew a little fire. Again, you can customize this dragon however you want. I just did it this way. Okay, so that's the head. The fire definitely doesn't look as good as the fire on the other one I did, but it looks okay. And then I'll start on this wing, and I'll bring it straight up, then I'll curve it to the side and make it like that. Now you're gonna draw a line like that, about that long, more like that actually. And then you're gonna kind of draw a squiggle or a curve. And then you draw it back up, and then you make this line longer, or not exactly longer, but you make it end after this line, like down here. So you can make a diagonal line to connect them, because that's going to be the bones that kind of connect the skin in this dragon's wings. And then I just did that a couple more times to like this. After it, I just lengthened these lines a little, so it looks like that. And now I drew little spikes on his wings. Again, you don't have to do that. This just makes him look a little more menacing. I actually drew that spike the wrong direction, so I'll just erase that. So, just draw little deformed triangles all the way up. And then I added claws to the end of his wings. So I just did a couple of triangles like that on each side. So now you see the rough shape forming of the dragon. So now I just bend that down. And how I did this was I went like this, and I just kind of slanted it down and created legs out of this. So what I did is I drew a line down, and then I connected it as a triangle. So it had a lot of long triangles on it. Again, you don't have to make it as sharp claws. You can make it little toes, like a dog paw or whatever. I just, like I've said before, wanted to make him look evil. And once you did that, oops, messed up. Once you did that, you just kind of curve it in a little and add a tail. So I just curved it around and went like that. Then I drew little spikes. like a dinosaur. So on these little claws, you're going to color in the tips. So they're black. Okay, and then I just added a little detail by adding a couple of lines. I also added a stomach, or, well, kind of a stomach. On this one, I actually decided to do lines in it. On the other one, I didn't decide to do that, but it has begun to look exactly like the other one. Now I just need to add a little bit of a flap of skin like that. And now I believe we are onto the coloring. I'll add the details later, like the sun and the clouds, but so far it's good. This dragon, I'm gonna consist of the same colors as the other. So the wings are gonna be purple again. And I just colored them like this. And on the dragon, I actually mixed the red and the purple. I know it doesn't make a new color, but I did that so it blended better, so it looked a little nicer than just a straight difference from purple to red. I just kind of blended the red together with the purple. So I just went like this. So this dragon is actually a little lopsided, but not everything is perfect, so. Also, when you're blending things, you want to make the colors when you're blending a little lighter than the dark I did right there. Do you see that darkness? You want to have a nice light color instead for blending. So now I'm going to start the blending. You'll see how I did it. I just overlapped the red and the purple. And I'll add some purple to that extra red sticking out. Just like this. And I just blended it to make it a softer change. It just looks better that way, but that's what it looks like so far. It's getting colored. Okay, so now I just started coloring the top of the wing red, like I did in the other one. And I actually forgot to add a line right there on each of them. So that just ends the wing part. Okay. So what I did for the little spikes is I colored them a dark navy blue. Like this. I thought it looked pretty nice. So this is what I have so far. Looks pretty good. You can add a couple of little shading bits in like that, or like this. And then just add a couple of lines. Or the skin kind of folds, I guess, but there it looks so far. And for the stomach, I used a nice magenta color. It's not purple or red, it's a kind of mix between them. And I just colored the stomach like that. So it looks like this. Now I need to color the rest of the body red. So I finished that part of the body, and for the tail, I started out purple and I just mixed it with the navy blue. Not as big of a change from the red to the purple, and it looked pretty good, so I just kept it that way. For the spikes, I made them black, so I just took my black colored pencil and colored them in. Now I need to do the face, and what I did with the face, I actually changed it, and I did a red and orange mix to do a different color because I just thought it looked better that way, so I mixed it with the orange. And it was an orangish color. And then I took a yellow and colored in the eye. Right there. For the other eye, I just colored it in gray. And then I actually took a different red and colored in that scar I drew earlier. Like that. So now it looks like that. And pretty much all we have left to do now is color the fire, color in the horns, and outline the whole thing. So I'll do that real quick. What I used for the horns is I just went black again, like little spikes on the tail. Okay, and then I actually colored in the fin parts on the sides. I forgot to mention those. So what I did for the fire is I used that magenta color I had earlier, and I got an orange, and then I used the yellow I used for the eyes. I thought it looked pretty nice that way. So I just colored in the orange a little, and then I added some magenta to that. And then I added some yellow. And added some more orange. Okay, so now we're on to outlining this whole thing, and I just use simple black. Nothing special, just a normal black. And now we are finally done with the dragon. Now all I need to do is add the clouds. So I just took a nice little gray and I just made some curved lines. And I just colored in the clouds with the same gray. Right over here. Now I just did it over here. The same thing I did over there, just made some curved lines. And for the sun, I just did a curved line in the circle, or in the corner of the paper. And then I just drew lines like this, all at different lengths. And what I did is I just colored it in yellow and then topped it off with a little orange on top. With that yellow. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and please support the channel by subscribing and leaving a like below. Thank you.